like group Wi-Fi with everyone on the screen. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
And thank you, Liao. Not only did you teach us all of that, but you taught us to appreciate how everything works behind the scenes. So thank you a lot. Yeah, so now that we have overcome some technical hurdles, let's go back to the talk that we skipped in our schedule. Let's hear it again for Ravi for how to make your React apps more cool.
I hope this worked this time.
Yes, let's go.
Is it streaming? Can you check? Is it streaming?
Can we get somebody to confirm if it's streaming? Okay, so folks, please give a huge round of applause for Ravi. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I'm Ravi Singh and I'm an engineer at Tata 1MG. I'm pretty excited to be speaking at CityJS for the second time. And I remember last time when I was here, I discussed about how we can achieve native-like page transition with View Transition API. And I believe that this API is the future of web application in terms of bringing great user experience with transition. Also, Shruti today discussed about scroll animation. And I believe these APIs coming up in the browsers will support the browser to be as closer to native as we can. And for your information, the API, the View Transition API has also started supporting multi-page application. So I would ask everyone to at least try it once. And you can visit CityJS YouTube channel. Maybe the last year we discussed about it. So this year when I was thinking for a topic for my CFP, I thought why not discuss about why this native-like experience is so much important for us at 1MG. So here I am to discuss how we can actually dissolve boundaries of web application and native application, and how can we actually run web application into native environment. Josh today talked about that, how we can run JavaScript in different environment. Does anyone know how we can run web application in native environment? A quick show of hand. Anyone? Yeah? iframe works for web. Yeah, so that's right. It's WebView. Let me set a quick context about what WebView is. So WebView is a software component which allows native application to display web content. And sounds similar to iframe, right? What we have at web, which allows web application to display different web application. So, and also let me tell you that we at 1MG are almost 50 to 60% WebView on both the platform, be it iOS or Android. So now you might guess that why native-like experience is so much important for us. So why we choose WebView? So there are multiple reasons. I'll just state maybe 3 or 4 reasons why this WebView is so important and why should we use WebView on production. So we can do quick release and quick rollback. Suppose you have to build a feature and you are not running on WebView, you will build for iOS, you will build for Android, and for what is wrong now? Okay. Okay, yeah. So suppose you have to build a feature on iOS, Android, and web. And for web, you will do a quick release. But for native, it takes at least 1 to 2 days to get your latest version updated on the store. That's one of the problem. And also, you're not certain that every user will update their application, and you will not force update on every feature you ship. So life is so easy when you have WebView. You don't care about whether your user is updating their application or not. Because you're running WebView, you do a single tap production release, and it is available to all of the active user. So that is one of the reason. And I said a quick rollback. So if you have done something wrong, a single click will roll back the feature. Now that you are running WebView, you can do a quick experimentation. Suppose you have built a feature, you're not sure whether it's a great market fit or not. You want to do experiment with it. So you ship it with the WebView, you try to gather all the data, you analyze it, and then you see whether it will work or not. So quick experimentation is also one of the major points why we use WebView. The third point I feel of using WebView is a single source of truth. So you have one code base which is running on all these mobile platforms, which is iOS, Android, and web. So I feel the single source of truth. And also, whatever the performance enhancement you're doing for web would eventually be fallen onto all these platforms. So that's one of the reason. And also, it's a lot cheaper to build. So let's have a quick look at some code where I'll just try to run my local web application into a native application, which will be an iOS application. So let me just do it. Okay. So I already have this application set up. This is a web application. This is my favorite one. So here you can see we have a list of breeds of dogs, and once you click on any of the dog breed, you get the list of dogs, and once you click on any of the dog, you will get the details of dog, right? This is a simple web application, and let me go to Xcode. So this is a Swift UI environment. Let me give a glance at what is written here. So we have a home page view, and we have declared a state called show web view, and we have this body, and under it we have declared a navigation stack. So basically, navigation stack is important for native to have the navigation stack build up when you are doing some navigation under it. And then we have this background color, which I have defined in assets. Then we have this vertical stack, there is an image, there is a text. Then we have this button called enter web view at the bottom. And on click of that button, we generally, we are trying to toggle the state. And also we have added this navigation destination onto the button. And when this show web view is actually, when it is true, the web view class, which is defined here, the life cycle of it, which is update UI view, will run, and we eventually will load the web view. So I'm loading my localhost port 3000. So let's just click over here. And yeah, we are running a localhost port 3000 web application into native. That looks good, but you'll see there are certain problems. So let me go back to the home page of the native. So the typographies, the font here at native is different what we see at web. Also, the design doesn't look good. The colors are not matching. That is one of the problems. So there's a design inconsistency. The second problem is, so when I click onto the any of the breed, there's no transition, right? There's no transition like we have on native. So when I do back, so see, you saw a transition from left to right. When we enter web view, we saw a default transition which natives provide, which is from right to left. But when we are running web, there's no transition, right? So that is the another problem. There's no user experience like we have at native. The third problem is we got two headers, right? So that is a major problem, I believe. We have two headers and we can't have two headers in one application. So I'm at third page of the web application, and if I do back, it closes my web view, and I don't want that. I want that if I do back, it just go back into previous page of my web application, because your native doesn't have the history stack of web, the navigation history stack. It doesn't know that at what page it should navigate. So what we can do is, to solve it, basically we can, I've already commented it. So navigation bar back button hidden, we can pass it to true, and what it will do, it will hide the back button of native. So that's good. Now we have only one header and we can eventually do back, right? That is one thing. Now you might see there's an white safe area at the top. So you can see above the header we have some white screen, which is which we say as a status bar, where we see batteries or network connectivities or timing. So we can also ignore that. So let's ignore the safe area. So now once you ignore the safe area, we are complete 100% edge-to-edge web view. But we got another problem, which is now our header moved into the status bar. So how can we solve this? So let me move to my localhost web application. What I'll do is, I'll go to header and I'll try to add some padding into my header so that I could compensate the status bar area. But I could not add a constant padding like 40 pixel or 50 pixel, because every device has different safe area at the top. So here comes our CSS helper function called env, which can take different variables defined at user agent. So I'll be using safe area inside top. This will eventually help me to get the safe area top height from the device I'm running in. So now let's go back to Xcode and see. Now we have compensated the safe area. Okay, but still the transition is the problem. We'll try to solve that as well. So let's just move back to the web application. And I have skipped my view transition. I'll try to just comment it out so that we do not skip our transition. And to know how view transition work, you can refer my previous CTJS talk. We don't have time here to do that. Okay, so now you see we have the transition running similar to what we run at native. So that's good. Still, we are left with one problem. So now, when I do back on my landing page of web application, it doesn't close the web view. And why it doesn't close? Because my web view is being driven by this state called show web view, and it is defined at native. So how can we toggle a native state from web? So that means we need some kind of communication between web and native. So we saw three major problems in our demo. So first was that there's no, the first major problem is there's no communication between web and native. If there's no communication between web and native, we cannot ask native to close web view because native has that state to toggle. The second problem we saw that we don't have a single design, and because we don't have a single design, we don't have a same font, same component used on native and on web. We cannot easily dissolve it. The user might find it out that it's not the similar application. The third problem is the user experience. So there was no transition. You cannot say that it's native. You need to be fast. You need to be, your runtime performance should be good. Your load time performance should be good, even to blend into native environment. So to solve the problem one, we require a communication bridge between web and native, and we at 1MG have already built this bridge, which is named as Synapse. Does anyone know what does Synapse means? I know, I also didn't know, so I searched about it. So Synapse in biological terms means a bridge between two neurons which allows signals to pass through them. So for us, the two neurons are the two platforms, which is web and native, and the signals for us are the events and data, right? So, well, now we'll look at the second problem. We require one design for all the platform, right? So that was the second problem we had. Luckily, at 1MG, we have Dopamine, our own design system for all the platform. So, which is solving all the inconsistent design problem across the mobile platform. The third problem we saw is inconsistent user experience as compared to native. So now to tell that, we have over the several years, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, 6 years, we have been cooking something exciting for the community, and we named it as a Catalyst. So Catalyst is an open source web framework made by 1MG team, and it was recently open sourced on React India. So I would definitely ask everyone to have a look at this framework, and it's time for India to also contribute to global level. How does Catalyst help us on WebView? So Catalyst is, we say that Catalyst is a fast framework. The framework is solving problem by giving good load time performance, giving SSR, also giving data prefetching, data caching at router level, scroll restoration, page transition, and a lot more. You should definitely try out this framework. So you can scan this code, QR code, or maybe you can visit catalyst.1mg.com. You will definitely see the journey of 1MG building a web framework. We have been to different conferences, and we talked about how we are trying to build a faster web application, and eventually this year we shipped Catalyst, and now it is open source. So let's move to CCA, create Catalyst app. So now it's time to run a WebView in production. So one of the 1MG vertical called Health Insight and Records, which basically generates insight based on your lab tests, reports, prescription, your orders, everything. We use AI to generate summaries. Also, you can maintain your records like prescription, lab reports, and whatnot. I personally work on this application from past 2.5 years, and this is 100% WebView on both native and iOS, and it is running on edge-to-edge rendering where there's 0% involvement of native. So you can see I've clicked on heart health, so smooth. There's a scroll restoration working, and once you click on heart health again, the data is already cached, and this is the summary generated by an AI, an in-house AI. So we have seen that how we are doing scroll restoration, data prefetching, data caching, transition, and everything was possible because this whole idea of WebView, I will say that it became possible when both the web and native teams sat together, and a big shout out to the teams. So that was my talk. Thank you, everyone. And if you want to connect, you can use this channels, or maybe you can talk to me